You gave some interesting statistics on the Beech 18 and the Beech 18 on floats, U.S. Army. How many are still existing? How many were built?
Exactly. The Beeches were built between, I believe, 1937 and 64. The same model was upgraded to a Queen Air and a King Air and so on. So the heart of the airplane is still flying in Beechcraft. But the biggest following for the Beech 18 was a U.S. Army contract where they supplied 5,000 aircraft. And together with the civilian orders, there was about 9,000 of these aircraft built, which is the most produced civil aircraft, if you will, in history to date.
Incredible.
As they retired from the Canadian RCAF and other services after the Korean War conflict, they were surplused off. Some smart fellows started looking at that airplane going, Canada needs a bigger bush plane with a lot of parts available and good serviceability to open up areas, predominantly northern Ontario, which is a very large area. And so they looked at this airplane, and Bristol Aerospace from
Winnipeg,
Canada, Winnipeg, designed the float installation, and a company called Field Aviation did the installations.
Yes.
And right from the beginning, as soon as it was on floats, it was a superior aircraft. And so they produced, I believe, 60 aircraft, including the prototype, were put on floats.
This was in the early 70s?
Yeah, 1968 through about 74.
Okay.
And various different modifications on them. Because Beechcraft allowed you to order an airplane with big cargo doors, double cargo doors, all kinds of configurations. They certified the most common ones, but allowed you to have all these different configurations. And so the airplane was doing very, very well, but during the gas crunch of the 70s, mid-70s, sales slowed down.
Yes.
And right after that period, they suspended conversions, and then Cessna came into the market and really throttled up their sales, convincing the operators to have 2 or 3 of the smaller ones versus one larger one.
Right.
And so when the production went to start up again, they didn't find enough viable parties interested. So they went, oh, well, we'll move on to other things, and they did. So as a result, only the 59 were ever converted.
Right.
So we have 9,000 aircraft out there, potential spares, and 60 float planes.
It's amazing.
So,
and the vast majority of them remained in Canada.
Yes, yeah. There were probably a dozen scattered throughout the United States on floats, and the majority in Eastern Canada. And they slowly migrated out, and the person most responsible for bringing the Beech 18 to the West Coast on floats would be Larry Langford from Vancouver Island Air. And he had the good sense and vision to start operating a multiple fleet of them, and was very, very successful.
Right.
And it's only through different changes of business models that they moved to the current turbine otter.
Right.